My guest needs no introduction today. I cannot believe we're in the same room. Welcome back to London. What does London mean to you? Is this a fun place? Do you get time to go shopping, do a bit of sightseeing, Dolly, when you're here?
Well, I don't get to sightsee nor shop as much as I'd like to, but I always try to get some of it in. I've been coming here for so many years, even got to meet the Queen at one time many years ago, got a picture of that. So, of course, in the old days when I had my band and it was all new, we'd take all the tours, so I have seen all the points of interest.
Fabulous. We're so excited to have you here. Dolly, you are a style icon, and if we go way back, your mama used to make your costume.
It's true. My career spanned 60 years. I started singing like when I was 10 years old on radio and television back in our local area of Sevier County, Tennessee. And so my mom used to sew some of my clothes, my aunts, and I've got little clothes from, my early days. And then when I moved on into Nashville, working with the Porter Wagoner show. And so we've got everything from the dark ages all the way up to the movies that I did.
How was it for you to look back through, the changes that you've gone through in your life?
I do get emotional when when you talk about it. You know how your emotions will stir up certain feelings in you. Some of the things you get emotional just thinking, my God, did I really think I looked good in that? What was I thinking? It's like I laugh out loud sometimes.
I love, Dolly, that even you look back at pictures and think, what was I thinking when I wore that?
Oh, of course, don't we all do that, though?
Do we do that? And also sometimes you look back and go, wow, I looked so good.
Yeah,
and I was so
I have
worried.
a few of them in there. I did. Then by the same token, it was really like, oh my God, how'd they even let me out in public in that?
Also, Dolly, you really shook up Nashville where, you went for it and you were fabulous and you really broke boundaries for a lot of people.
Well, I broke boundaries by just being myself. I let a lot of, especially girls, young women and people, that it's okay to be yourself. A lot of the people, the brass, the people that really were at the top of the line said, Dolly, nobody's going to ever take you serious looking like that. I said, well, this is how I like to look. This is who I feel I am. And I'm comfortable in how I look. And if I feel good about how I look, no matter how bizarre it may seem to you, I'm going to do my best work. And if my talent is really there, I'm going to get discovered sooner or later as a serious songwriter. People are, if they hear the songs, whether somebody else is singing them or not, they're going to start taking me serious as a singer, writer, songwriter, and as a person.
9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion.
So many people look to you, Dolly, maybe from your lyrics of songs, or because you're full of wisdom and you really do sort of lead by example. Are there sort of any mantras or words of wisdom, or maybe something somebody said to you along,
My wisdom is to be true to yourself. I guess is that Shakespeare, to thine own self be true?
It is, Dolly.
I never read Shakespeare, but I've been credited a lot for things when I'll say one of my favorite sayings is, and it might be, somebody else has said it. Next thing I know, it's a Dollyism. But I just think that saying of to thine own self be true has so much power in it. I know there is a Dollyism, it's in my book. It said, find out who you are and do it on purpose. So it's do it with purpose, but on purpose. You need to know who you are and what you're about. And that's where you find your strength, because if you try to emulate somebody else, you're only going to get so far, because that's not who you are. And I'd rather do less and do it my way and than to just try to do something somebody else has already done.
Okay. Oh, Dolly, you are incredible. I feel inspired. I'm going to go out there and take on the world after talking to you today.
Well, we all can take the world on a little piece at a time. But I'm not any kind of a hero. I'm not any kind of a saint, because anybody can, when I hear all the accolades and all the things that people say about me, I think, good Lord, I ain't all that. Ain't nobody that good, ain't nobody that important. And I always say, I ain't all that, I ain't even all there.
Yes, you, Dolly, you are fabulous. you have released this fabulous album, Rockstar. Miley Cyrus, you two have such a special bond. But you chose Wrecking Ball. Why, of all Miley's songs, why was it this one?
Well, first of all, I love that song. I think that is one of the greatest songs ever, especially for a singer to sing. When you come in on that chorus, of course, everybody loves to sing on that. No matter if you can sing or not, everybody goes, I hit me like a wreck. Everybody try to sound like Miley. And singing that with her, and adding my little tips of I will always love you to it. I just thought that would be a clever way to do that. And it's one of my favorite things on the whole album.
It is wonderful. We were hoping you would recreate the video, actually, Dolly, and come in on a wrecking ball. No plans to do that.
I don't believe I need to swing naked on a wrecking ball. Maybe I'm a few years past that.
Oh, Dolly, amazing. Elton John as well. When you last came on the show, you were trying to track him down to do a collaboration with Elton, and it's worked. You found him. Of course he said yes. Again, with Elton, why was it Don't Let the Sun Go Down?
Well, I love that song. I was going to do it either way because I love Elton John. But Elton and I, behind the scenes, anytime we've ever worked on shows together, we get in the dressing room and sing together. He knows all the great old country songs like Behind Closed Doors, Make the World Go Away, and we sing so good together. We both have that flamboyant, over-the-top look. We're very similar in a lot of ways in our gaudiness and being who we are and being comfortable with it.
Would you do another project like this, do you think?
I don't think I did 30 songs. I think that's enough to last many lifetimes. And I really did, though. I didn't know, when I first started, I didn't know what I was going to do. But I just couldn't quit. These were Carl, my husband's favorite songs, or mine.
And is Carl impressed?
He was,
you
to
made
be honest.
him happy?
I was a little nervous when I got the whole album done. He said, it's really good. It's really good, and to me, that would be like somebody else, like jumping up and down and giving, putting stars on the wall or something. But for him to just say, it's good, it's really good, it meant the world to me.
That's why you have such a strong marriage, because that's thing in a relationship like that, you're only ever going to get an honest answer, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and not in a cruel way.
Yeah.
But if I ask him if he likes my hair, it's too stringy for me, or it's it looks too important. Like if it's too stiff or too, he always calls it that. It looks too important. But I know if I ask him, he won't just volunteer it. But if I ask him, he'll tell me the truth.
He'll tell you the truth. What is the secret to a relationship lasting so long, Dolly? I mean, that's. You two, you found each other. You were both very young when you met.
We were.
You've been through a lot together. That's a lot. There's a lot of years. It's amazing.
It is. That's a lot of years. We've been together 59. We dated 2 years, and then we just celebrated our 57th anniversary on May the 30th. But I think so much of it is the fact that we are honest and open, and we have a warped sense of humor. He is crazy. He is so funny and clever. And I have a great sense of humor from both sides of my family. And so I think the humor has always been good, but there's the respect and the love and I just like him. Yeah. I would have liked him if he wasn't my husband. If he was somebody else's husband, I'd say, that Carl Dean, ain't he funny? Ain't he a good guy? He's so I think it's just that mutual respect, and we just like each other.
Yeah. Dolly, 10-year-old you, back home there, is it 12 kids in your family? 12 kids. What do you think she would make of what's happened to you in your career and where she's gone on this?
I think she would be like how I used to, as that little girl, look and see the people that I was impressed with, wishing I could be all that. Like I'm hoping there are a lot of little girls looking at me thinking I can be all that. Like my first book in the Imagination Library is The Little Engine That Could, and I always say that I'm a little engine that did. So I think she would, you really can't look at that like that. You have to grow into that. I was basically shy at that time, but having to do whatever, but you learn as you go and you develop. But I think she would just go, I think her mouth would fly open and thinking, is that me? I think that little Dolly is still the same person inside of me. I never outgrew her, so I've kept her intact, loving my family, loving my mountains, loving my my parents, and being thankful that I can do things for my people back home, like the Dollywood theme park, and having all of that. So it seemed a little hard inside me.